March 21st to order. If we could all rise, please. Councilman Dean, lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Barbara, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Cahill?
Here.
Attorney Genesi?
Present.
I'm going to have the supervisor tonight, it's easier than deputies.
Whatever works for you.
Thank you. Supervisor Tom?
Present.
Councilman Abbott?
Here.
Councilman Dean?
Here.
Thank you. The first order of business tonight is actually something that's a real pleasure. So I am going to meet the members of the Webster, representatives of the Webster Community Chest at the podium. So before we get started, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of the members of the Webster Community Chest. Our desire in doing this is to recognize the volunteers in our town who give of their precious time and their talents, and sometimes their treasures, and really do a lot of the heavy lifting in town, and often they're the unsung heroes. And we want you to know how much we appreciate everything that you do and the organization does for the town of Webster. So I actually have a proclamation tonight that I would like to read. And first I should introduce the representatives. We have Jeff Arcieri to my right, Michael Grenier, Paul, Andy Lamana, and Paul Cordy. Thank you for being here tonight. Proclamation for outstanding service presented to the Webster Community Chest. Whereas the mission of the Webster Community Chest is to improve, develop, and care for the health and welfare and general well-being of residents of the greater Webster community. And whereas in 1948, the Community Chest was established in Webster and began to administer to the needs in an ever-growing community by offering emergency food along with financial assistance during times of crisis. And whereas the Webster Community Chest provides summer camp scholarships for children so that they can continue to learn and grow within our community. And they also offer financial aid to other organizations with Webster that want to improve the lives of our residents. And whereas through the years and through many different changes and challenges facing our society, the members of Webster Community Chest have been supportive of the Webster community, and we are proud that they helped to make Webster a place where life is worth living. Now, therefore, be it resolved that by the power invested in me as the Deputy Supervisor and Supervisor, on behalf of the Town Board, we hereby proclaim today, March 21st, 2019, as Webster Community Chest Day. And I invite all citizens and businesses in the community to celebrate this milestone in our community. Thank you.
I would enjoy that very much.
Go right ahead. Thank you.
Andy? Thank you very much, Patty. We thank you very much for this heartfelt recognition for the work of the Webster Community Chest. We're now in our 72nd year of operation, having been founded out of the World War II Webster War Chest. There are so many wonderful people in Webster who support the Community Chest in helping people in our community who are in need or facing an emergency, a family emergency, whether as a volunteer, such as my fellow board members, or as a Webster resident, business, or church donor. Without you all, it would not be possible. When people call 671-2060 or email us, they know that our benefits counselor, Mary Ellen McDowell, will help them find the assistance they need among our hundreds of local nonprofit and government agencies. In 2018, we received 1,329 calls or email requests for help. When there is a need and no other agency can help, or they cannot provide the help in time, we do. 30 families received financial assistance during their time of crisis or emergency in 2018, and 2 Webster families whose houses were burned out received help through our crisis fund. Although we no longer have our own food cupboard, we use hagedorns as our food cupboard when we give families emergency food assistance through cards redeemable there. We also underwrite the cost for seniors who are on the waiting list for Meals on Wheels program until other subsidies are provided. And as Patty noted, we had 40 low-income Webster children who had a Webster Community Chest scholarship to attend a week of summer camp this past year. In 2018, the Chest awarded scholarships in memory of our former benefits counselor, Shirley Miller, to 4 local graduating seniors based on their significant community service. The Chest also provided funding to a number of local organizations with special projects. In 2018, these included Lifespan, the Webster Assembly of God Church for their free Thanksgiving community dinner, the annual Webster Senior Citizens Luncheon, the Special Education Parent-Teacher Association, the Webster Central School District Veterans Dinner, the Webster Public Library for their Book Box program, serving the Phillips Village children, the school district's Growth and Opportunity through Alternative Learning program, and their aquaponics greenhouse for the purchase of a refrigerator. We are the vehicle in Webster for neighbors helping neighbors. We get no assistance from any government agency. All of our funds are privately donated. Our annual fund drive provides about 55% of our $86,000 annual budget. The remainder is made up by donations received during the rest of the year and in fundraising efforts by others on our behalf. We have one fundraising event that we run ourselves, which I'm going to tout now. This is the Greater Rochester Marshmallow Peep Art Show, the Peep Show for short. We bill it as the sweetest thing in town and expect to have 140 Peeps dioramas and artworks. It's being held next weekend, Saturday, March 30th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday, March 31st from noon to 4 p.m. at the Webster Recreation Center. Admission is free and all donations are voluntary. Displays will appeal to adults and delight children, and there are play areas and free face painting. Food is available, and we have entertainment this year for the first time. So do come and enjoy yourselves with us. Please check out our show website for more information and to see all the elaborate displays from last year, rochesterpeepshow.org. And I understand that the town of Webster will have a display which we'll have up on our website for next year. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is we have a set of minutes to be considered for approval, the minutes from March 7th, 2019.
I would move that we approve the minutes as submitted by the town clerk from the March 7th, 2019.
Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Cataldi?
Aye. The next item on the agenda is we have a public hearing to consider a resolution of the Webster Town Board to establish an extension to the Town of Webster's Consolidated Drainage District and a coterminous Park District, the Webster West Subdivision Drainage District and Park District. Before I open the public hearing, Don, could you speak to this a bit?
Yes, the subdivision is being established. We need to establish the drainage district and the park district for any improvements once for maintenance purposes. I think that's our way to obviously pay back for the maintenance of that. The subdivision is located on the corner of Schlegel and Salt Road. It's the northwest corner to be exact. It's the old Webster West subdivision, Webster West Golf Course. Okay, it's approximately 88 acres as far as the total development. 33 acres would be designated as parkland. The subdivision consists of 106 homes. It's a cluster development.
Thank you very much. So I would like to open the public hearing for the resolution to establish the extension to the Town of Webster's Consolidated Drainage District. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the board. Do we have any discussion?
No, this is what we do in most subdivisions where we need drainage access, correct, Joe? Where you need to get in and do drainage work. And then the park district is the amount of extra land that they're donating for the park district. This happens often in many subdivisions.
Right now, they're coterminous. What will be, and Don, you could address that, apparently some of it's going to be left open, correct? The park district and the drainage district are coterminous.
Their description is coterminous.
Yes.
It entails the entire development.
Right. So, basically, one resolution would be fine, as we have it.
And we've all seen the plans for the subdivision many times, and it's been reworked by the planning board many times. So I guess we are moving forward with that. I would entertain a motion for the resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Do we want to read any resolution? Yeah, do you know?
I would resolve the resolution of the town board to establish an extension to the Webster Consolidated Drainage District and coterminous Park District at a regular meeting, Webster Town Board, Webster Monroe County, held today, the 21st of March at 7:30. The following resolution was offered by myself and be moved, whereas the written petitions dated January 5th, 2019 have been presented and filed with the Town Board of Webster, praying that all land situate in the Town of Webster, County of Monroe, and State of New York, and more particularly bounded and described in two identical schedules designated A, attached hereto to this petition, shown two maps prepared by Marathon Engineering, designated as Schedules B, and more particularly bounded and described as proposed West Webster Subdivision Park District, the proposed Webster West Subdivision Extension to the Town of Webster Consolidated Water Drainage District. Each attached hereto which shall be included within it as an extension of the Town of Webster's Consolidated Drainage District, and also all that land situate in the Town of Webster, Monroe County, State of New York, which shall be established as a park district in the town. Whereas the resolution was adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Webster on the 21st day of February 2019, establishing the date, time, and place of this public hearing to be considered the map plan and report of such proposed extension to the drainage district and park district, and to notify all persons interested in the subject action as required by law. Whereas a notice of public hearing was published in the Webster Herald on March 6, 2019, and posted on the town bulletin board, 1000 Ridge Road, Webster, New York. Whereas the land to be included within the extension of the consolidated district is comprised of 84.4 acres, more or less, being part tax parcel numbers 050.04-1-71 and 050.04-1-72, as shown on a map entitled Proposed Webster West Subdivision Extension to the Town of Webster's Consolidated Drainage District, prepared by Marathon Engineering. And whereas the land included within the extension to the proposed park district is comprised of 84.4 acres, more or less being part of tax parcel number 050.04-1-71 and 050.04-1-72.11, as shown on the map entitled Proposed West Webster Subdivision Extension to the Town of Webster's Consolidated Drainage District, prepared by Marathon Engineering, dated December 11, 2018. Whereas the Town Board has received and reviewed the environmental assessment form, and hearing the matter was held at the Town Board on the 21st day of March, the Town Board meeting room at 1002 Ridge Road, Webster, New York. The matter having been fully discussed, all interested persons being heard, now be it resolved that the notice of the hearing was published and posted as required by law. Proposed action are unlisted actions under New York State Environmental Equality Review Act. The Town of Webster has assessed the potential environmental significance of proposed actions. That same will not have a significant effect on the environment based on criteria established by New York State Environmental Quality Review Act and regulations thereto. As such, the Town Board of the Town of Webster issues its declaration for non-significance for such purpose of action. that all property and property owners within the proposed drainage district, park district shall be benefited thereby, that all property and property owners benefited are included within the limits of the proposed district, that the public interest to establish a drainage extension district, that the maximum amount to be extended for the establishment of the drainage extension of the drainage district and park district included no cost of land and rights in land by the extension of the park district, $0, that the initial costs of any improvements, including construction and acquisition of lands, easements, legal engineering fees, and all other expenses, be expense of Michael D'Amico Combat Construction, the owner developer of the Webster subdivision, its and their successors and assigns, that the expense related to the improvements, including any replacement thereof, shall be levied, assessed, and collected from the entire consolidated district of the town of Webster as provided in sections 104-18-A and B of the Code of Webster. That the establishment of the coterminous extension of the park district set forth in the map shown as the proposed Webster West subdivision extension to the town of Webster consolidated drainage district and the proposed Webster West subdivision park district for the Webster West subdivision drainage and Webster West subdivision park district, both dated December 11, 2018. The plan and report thereof be approved, that the requested improvements be constructed and necessary easement be acquired. Upon the required funds being made available and provided, and such district shall be known and designated as the Webster West subdivision extension to consolidated drainage district and the Webster East district of the town of Webster, New York, and shall be bounded as described in the Schedule A.
Second.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Shell?
Aye.
Need some water?
Thank you. Thank you for reading all that, Councilman Abbott. The next item on the agenda is open to the floor to anyone who wishes to speak. Is there anyone who wants to share anything with us this evening? Nothing? Okay. We'll move on to regular town business. First item is consideration to approve purchase orders, bills, and repayments is submitted by the Director of Finance. And I'm not, Councilman Dean.
I did. I did the bills today, and I found everything in order. And I would move that we approve the bills as submitted by the Finance Director. Second.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Supervisor Shell?
Aye. And I would move that we approve the prepaid warrants as submitted.
Second.
Supervisor Taldi?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
The next item is a resolution to declare the following a surplus for transfer from the Human Resources Office to the Town Attorney's Office. One wood desk with left wing, asset number 003033.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Taldi?
Aye.
That's better than I had before.
Well, how long did you have to stay with the desk? 20 years.
It must be pretty valuable, Chuck. I tried to get in there today to use it, the doors were locked.
Now you stayed under 20 years. Okay. Our next item is a resolution to approve an industrial use permit for Hidden Valley Lawn and Landscaping located at 590 Salt Road, tenant space number 31. Is there someone here? Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Would you like to discuss this? Tell us about it.
Just a landscape business that I just store my equipment and,
We need your name.
oh, Chris DiGiovanni, sorry.
Chris DiGiovanni?
Yes,
Do you need an address?
It's helpful, but...
Could you provide us with your address?
home address, 419 Webster Road.
Thank you.
Just a landscape business, and I've been just storing my equipment over at 590 Salt Road, do lawn landscape and snow plow.
Will most of the equipment be, how much of the equipment will be stored inside or will there be any outside?
Yeah, I've got some like enclosed trailers that hold most of the like mowers and stuff, and then I've got like a bobcat and a tractor and like a truck that might be inside.
Which maintenance do you do inside?
Usually just the mower blades, that's about it when the weather's not great.
Engine oil?
Very little.
I took a drive over there. There's a number of small businesses that are over there, and it's very well taken care of. I was impressed. You don't see a lot of rusty parts and old trailers all over the place, and I particularly noted that your equipment is parked very nicely outside. The place looks very well kept, so I really don't have any issues at this point. I was impressed.
Thank you.
For the purpose of the resolution, I'm a little unclear. Sometimes they refer to the numbered as spaces, units, docks. What do you call it? It's 31, I know
That's
that.
what I call it.
Just unit?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
it's like an overgrown storage unit.
Right, no, I
You know,
know.
they're all
They-
together,
different
and everybody
times
has
the
their
applicant
bays.
comes in, they call it different things.
Yeah.
Different names.
How many square feet are in there?
I think it's around 1,500.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's nice, it's real nice.
You want to weigh in on this, Don?
Yeah, what we're in process of is trying to establish buildings and suite numbers for establishments like this.
Do you want to call it a suite?
Well, not until we establish that officially with the property owner, so everyone's talking on the same page when we're referring to a particular space, and that's going to be occurring in the near future.
So how about unit?
Units more appropriate.
Unit for now?
That's fine.
I think a suite, I think of like a big dining room, bedroom.
That would be really nice, I'm sure my employees would. Then they never
It
leave.
gives a better perception, yes.
Anyone else? All right. I will make the motion to amend an industrial use permit on lands commonly known as tax account number 066.001-2-8, 590 Salt Road, the town of Webster.
I'll second that motion.
All right, I'm going to read the rest first.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Maybe you have it.
In a regular meeting of the Webster Town Board, held in the Town Board meeting room on March 21st, 2019, the following resolution was offered, whereas 590 Salt Road LLC owns property at 590 Salt Road in the town of Webster, and whereas Christopher DiGiovanni, owner of Hidden Valley Lawn and Landscape, Inc., proposes to occupy Unit 31 upon the premises of 590 Salt Road for the purpose of storing landscape and snowplow equipment. Whereas the lands are in IN Industrial District, and whereas pursuant to Webster Town Code, Section 225-20-A, the proposed use is a permitted use in an industrial district, and whereas pursuant to Town Code, Section 225-20-D1, an industrial use permit is required before the commencement of any use in the industrial district, whereas the concept plan and application have been received by the town board. Various industrial use permits and amendments have been previously granted for this property by the board. An environmental assessment form has been received and reviewed by the town board and has been designated. This action is type 2 and issued a negative declaration as to the environmental impact. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant be granted an amendment of an existing industrial use permit at 590 Salt Road in order to occupy, we're going to call the unit again, Unit 31 on the premises of 590 Salt Road for the purpose of storing landscape and snowplow equipment.
Second.
Thank you. Supervisor Chaldy?
Aye?
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
All right, you're all set.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
That is the last item on our agenda this evening, and because Supervisor Nesbitt is not here, we will not be having a call-in. Does anyone have anything to add? Any discussion? Anything going on? Nothing? Councilman Dean?
Nope.
Been a quiet couple of weeks. Barbara, do you have anything else?
Sure.
Okay.
I always have something going on.
Yes.
I know that we recently mailed out any of the dog licenses that are for renewal for the month of April. If your dog license is delinquent, 90 days, then we'll be sending you a late notice reminder for $2. If for some reason your dog is no longer in your home, we don't know that unless you give us a call and let us know. For whatever reason, the dog may not be there. Maybe he ran away, maybe he's deceased, or maybe you gave him to a friend or a family member. We just like to keep our records up to date, so please let us know that. And next week, March 29th is the last Friday of the month, and the third installment of your town and county tax bill will be due if you're paying in installments. But remember, the 31st falls on a Sunday, so you do have until Monday, April 1st, to pay that bill with the 3% interest fee.
Joe, do you have anything to offer?
Not really.
Do you want to give a meteorologist's prediction as to whether we're going to get snow this weekend?
I'll let you know Monday.
Okay, you're prepared to
That'll be about the same as the meteorologist anyhow, so it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter.
So you're prepared to handle whatever gets thrown
Absolutely,
at us?
absolutely. We are, right now, we've cruised out, optimistically removing the snow fence and rolling it up for the winter.
Oh, that's gonna ensure that we get snow.
And, yeah, one of those omens. And then we are also going a little more heavier, extensive on tree trimming. We're opening up the canopies on a lot of the roads where it's narrowed up, and also improving sight distance at the intersection. So if you see us out there, you'll know that's exactly what we're doing. Obviously, opening up the canopy is a great benefit to the road as far as helping to dry out warm temperatures, and for longevity of the road, and also for sight distance at all the intersections to make them safer. So you see the crews out there.
When are you gonna start sweeping?
As soon as the temperatures are done freezing, we only have one not winterized right now, so probably hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll pull the other two out. Get them off and running.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all that you're doing. With no other comments, I will close the meeting of March 21st. Thank you all. Good night.
Yeah.